It is update time, guys, and we survived our first night in our trailer. So if you haven't been following along, we have a new Escape E23 floor plan 2. That gives us the walk around bed, which is fantastic. Wet bath here, plenty of storage, a two-way fridge, nice Victron setup, which lots more on that. Couch, dinette slash bed with this particular table. A lot of counter space, a 2-burner cooktop, and more storage, of course. And we opted to get an extra window right up here in the front. So let's talk about first things first. Well, the short and skinny of it is we love this trailer. So it is everything that we hoped it would be, with the understanding, of course, that like with any home, period, let alone home on wheels, we're going to mod some things. And the first thing we modded, or I modded, was actually turning these windows so they're the correct orientation for us. It might sound silly. The way that these operate, now that I've turned them around, is we can pull up, we can get the blackout, and that blackout works very, very well. Pull down, and you have a bug net, some light, but still a lot more privacy, and the windows are dual pane acrylic with tint. Or we can take both of those off and then just have, just the window, of course. Love these windows. They are a lot warmer to the touch, even though we haven't turned on the furnace at all yet, because we need to save battery. But the way that these work is, I'm going to open these. They're super, super simple. So you just have to pull them off, and there are little tiny clips in here. You might be able to see, so there's a male side and essentially a little clip female side. And all I have to do is just pull it off and pop it right back on, and off we go. We're good to go. I did that with all 6 windows, and it's been great. The window behind me at the head of the bed is also very, very nice. So I can check on the truck, or, like if I have these windows, for example, about halfway down where, I'm getting light, but I still get my privacy and whatnot. I can sit there in the bed, work, and nobody knows I'm in here necessarily. I'm getting the ambient light, and I'm saving power, which is huge, particularly because we don't have anything for solar right now. More on that. Now, I'm working in the bed and my butt does fall asleep. However, after we added the mattress topper to this otherwise kind of crummy bed, let's be real, no RV mattress is really that great. Hold for the Tuft & Needle mattress that we got with our Airstream Globetrotter. That was actually pretty decent. But it's actually the best of both worlds, because the bed that it comes with is really firm. It's like, I don't know what they're building out of it. It's lighter weight, but it's really firm. Adding the memory foam on top, actually, I think I'm more comfortable maybe even than our last bed. I don't know why, but you kind of sink in so much, and then you have that firmness. So yeah, I've been very, very comfortable. Because the edges get kind of cut here and there, so that you have some walk space. We can modify our mattress topper. But other than that, it doesn't even need to happen. It really fills it out, and our feet kind of rest here. And yeah, I've been pretty happy with it overall, let me tell you. And that is everybody's number one concern. Where are the dogs going to sleep? So we have 140-ish pound Shiloh Shepherd and one very teeny 50-pound Golden Retriever. And they both seem to be pretty happy. As a matter of fact, though, she kind of comes over here, and he tries to come over here. They actually love it. So their beds, they do kind of come up a little bit on either end, but you can kind of see they're fitting just fine. Although Sam does, now that she has access to our bed again, because she doesn't in Lenny the Bus, well, she's been caught up there a time or two, just hanging out, and she's not supposed to do that, is she? No. You're not supposed to go to our bed. You're not supposed to go on our bed, are you? No, Whammers is being worse, girl. And for whatever reason, I think this bed, it just feels a little bit smaller, the way that we don't have extra room, like in the bus, to catch pillows. We have found that the pillows are getting caught on the floor. So Sam is actually taking the pillows over to her bed and sleeping with them like a human being. She's so funny. Emma does not find it as endearing as I do. But what about the table? So it does act as a fine second bed. It looks like, you know, especially for like young kids, it would be just fine. But because it's been so cold, I actually haven't sat at it. And we had the option to do a smaller circle table. I think that would have been preferential, other than the fact that we knew, okay, we're gonna get this. It's better to have a little too much table because we can chop it down and then like re-edge. There's kind of an edging on here. We can chop it down on our own and do a table that we want. We also could do like a cedar table again, so we get the great smells and, you know, a nice cedar table. But yeah, not a huge fan of it. It's a little awkward and clunky, but we have it moved out of the way so that we get all of the, you know, all that walkway here. And yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. But it has been so cold because we haven't turned our furnace on. Why is that? So here's our Victron setup there, and we're at 58%. We've now had it, we picked it up on Monday. It's now Thursday night, and we've essentially just been running the lights, the fridge, which is running on propane. So you can see if we go to mode, liquid propane, and on setting 1, because this thing gets cold, and the water pump. So we've also used a little bit of water, not too much, but we filled it all the way up. It really doesn't tow any differently, which is really good. We are trying to use as minimal of resources as we can because right now we just don't have a good way to charge it. Now we ordered an SAE that goes into the side. It's a ZAMP connector. So one side kind of sticks out and, you know, it's kind of a female, and then there's like a male part. There's only one way you can go in. That's on this side of the trailer. This trailer is almost 25 feet. So I ordered a 30-foot connection, so SAE on one side and MC4, and we have our solar panels. We're just gonna go ahead and unbox them, leave them in the truck laid down flat. There's nothing else in the, you know, in the truck bed. That'll gather some light, but I can also just pick them up temporarily, lift them. We're not gonna end up using those panels long term, so as long as we keep them in decent shape, we can either gift them or try to sell them. That is kind of what the plan is, but that'll give us some power in the meantime. And you're gonna find out in another, oh shoot, I think just about 2 weeks, and to find out why we're in no hurry to do a massive solar install. Exciting stuff. But now, given that that is the case, and we're at 58%, yeah, I'm not trying to like burn through power, so we've been pretty minimal with it, and we've not run the furnace. The furnace, propane furnaces also, while they have their advantages, they also need to be good and vented, and you actually have to turn the fan on at times because you got to get the moisture out. However, that also takes more power, so we're in the cycle of like, if we don't have enough power, we can't really have much heat, and if you turn the fan on, you need to turn the heat on more because of the cold. On and on. But otherwise, you know, honestly, I think it's fine. Between Sam, Colt, and I during the day, and then a little bit of sun, I think it's okay. We've been happy, you know, happy enough. The dogs are happy with their spot, and we have not showered yet. So we've not showered and we've not cooked yet. The wet bath, how has that been going? Well, you know, I think I've showed this a little bit. Hello. You can see it's a little dirty in there. I love the bathroom style, to be honest. And you might not understand that, but frankly, I like the fact that when you're taking a shower, you're also cleaning your bathroom. As a lazy person who doesn't like to spend their time cleaning, basically it's a multi-purpose room. I think that a lot of folks, you know, they like the idea of RVing or living tiny, which is essentially what you're doing. You're living tiny temporarily. The amount of time that you spend in the bathroom, why would you dedicate much more space than that? Especially in something that's only 21 feet interior room. So yeah, I don't have a problem with it. The toilet that they've installed, I'll show more of this more in depth in the future, but it's kind of like it's a lighter plastic, but it seems fine. It's also one of those things that we can upgrade at some point in the future, but given about 1,400 pounds of cargo carrying capacity, it's not really worth it to me at this point. Emma doesn't really care, so we're fine where it is. And yeah, I think that the shower handle is one that we're probably going to want to upgrade in the future as well. No big hurry. So, I just, so far so good. The cabinetry is all super solid. The walls are lightweight, but they're clearly like very well built. Like there's good insulation here, and it is good insulation. There's no like major drafts or anything like that. And I'm going to talk separately on the wiring, but spoiler alert, that wiring is really solid. It's really solid. And now I know why they don't show you the production pictures, you know, before your other RVs are made, and Escape does. They're very, very proud, and they rightfully so. They should be proud. Now, given that it's a smaller space, I do notice a little tiny bit more condensation, but the bus being, you know, metal and glass, for the most part, at least in this weather, it's all condensation anyways. There's nothing that's like super concerning. I do think though, when we get heat in here, that'll help. I mean, it'll help kind of dry things up. And then when we can use our heat pump, that's a dehumidifier. So that's an excellent thing. It's a little, you know, it's a little weird not being in our school bus. One, I kind of miss Lenny, and we've been in that bus for, I think we've been living in it for 9 months now, something like that. 8-ish months now. I love Lenny, but it's interesting that everything is so close together. I kind of love this too. And with everything so close together, I really love this too. Now with Lenny, we have a lot of solar, but with, you know, power issues and one of our batteries having gone bad, you know, etc. Yeah, we were having some power issues there. So realistically, we haven't been able to take advantage of, you know, the power system in here. Let's be straight. Not yet, at least. So at some point in the coming weeks, I will be picking up the Redodo batteries that we have and grab some cables, and we can connect all that up. That'll be easy peasy if all goes well. And then we will work on the solar, you know, going forward, and then we'll have the advantages of obviously plumbing and also full power. I'm very excited for that. The propane system, it's fine. I mean, at least right now, even though we're not getting power, we can still keep our steaks cold and such, which is a massive, I mean, that's just a wonderful thing. It's just a wonderful thing. But I will say with Lenny, never really had that issue either, keeping things cold. The plumbing, you know, it's been nice. It's nice to have our own shower again, or it will be nice once we utilize that. But to be honest, I took running water for granted before, even in our RVs. So we kind of got used to the water bottles method, you know, brushing teeth and, you know, things like that. And so now it just feels too easy, to be honest. Like, you don't have to go outside to brush your teeth, which feels weird. It does feel like we have a lot more privacy here. It's kind of hard to explain, but like we have a lot more privacy. Of course, our bus didn't have shades because it was not fully built out. And so, yeah, it's nice. It's just nice. It's already done. It's so easy to take these types of things for granted, but re-experiencing all of these like comforts and these niceties, wow, it's a good refresher to not take things for granted. Now, I've already mentioned it 1,000 times by this point, but just so that nobody gets the wrong idea, Lenny the bus is not going anywhere. So we still own our bus. Lenny's in storage, for those wondering. We will be, when the time comes, we'll be moving Lenny to a warmer climate. Fingers crossed, that's sooner rather than later, but the money only comes as fast as it comes, right? And so our members are kind of more familiar with that story. I can't wait to get back to working on Lenny. And I think the reason for it is because it's just a great project. It is all the benefits of the bus. The bus is everything I wanted it to be. And of course, we knew that obviously, like if the motor goes bad or it starts having problems, that's everything, right? It's not just like a truck. You can go get a rental truck and continue on as we can here. But in a way, you know, being all in one and being such a pain in the butt, if something goes wrong, you know, it's both you know, a horrible thing, you know, a little anxiety producing, but also it gives your home on wheels so much more life, you know. It's a living, breathing, literally, you know, and that motor has to breathe, you know, and so that's a factor. You have to give it oxygen, and you have to change the oil, and there are so many systems, and the electrical is, you know, its own world, and it's not as complex as a human, obviously, a human body, but it's its own body of sorts, and so we love that bus. It is wonderful, and it is not without its flaws, as with anything, right? And, you know, it's interesting because while that bus has more space, more real estate inside, you know, 37.5 feet tip to tail, and much of that is usable. You know, bed at the back was the most useful place to put that. You know, couch and stuff like that up front. It's interesting that functionally we use the space just the same. So we have a lot less space here. And part of that is because of Escape's great design. It's a wonderful design. And I'll make a video just on why did we pick this specifically out? What was important to us? When we talked about most of it, but when we are thinking about, like, this is the rig that we want to have, here are all the benefits, this is why we specifically chose this. Because we could have chosen, you know, Casita would have had a lot of the same benefits. We could have chosen an Oliver. There's a lot of reasons we didn't go with that. The layout ultimately in the quality is wonderful. But the layout ultimately, with the wrong layout, we couldn't have gotten it. It doesn't care about the quality if the layout's not good. And, you know, we still have a functional kitchen. We still have a bathroom, which I will say, having to flush now is also something that is kind of weird. You know, we have a couch in here, and I still, you know, I haven't used it yet, so, you know, whatever. But we do have a table, so that's an addition. And we have our bed. But frankly, this bed is easier to get in and out of. Although, that's probably what sent me to the Lenny's couch more than, you know, because the couch was easier to get in and out of, you know, while working than the bed. So, I gotta say, I kind of miss the bus a little bit still. I miss Lenny. I miss his big windows, but this is it's taking some getting used to, but very little. Like the learning curve, so to speak, is just it's great. However, as with any trailer, you have the benefits of, if your engine goes bad, your home is not down, you still have your home. And I mean, it's, in a way, it's a little bit simpler. You know, it is detached from that motor, given that, you know, that is the case. And we have all of the comforts of our truck. So obviously, like, Emma has a full seat belt. That's kind of a nice thing. We have airbags and a much more comfortable ride. You know, the little things in life. We have a great sound system in that truck. So the dogs are getting used to it as well. And one thing that we want to mod sometime in the future is to actually take those solid steps out, because we just don't need them. We don't need them. They're, you know, if we're the way that we live, if we're kind of boondocking in the city docking, so to speak, those have to be out for the door to close or to be able to, like, work the whole thing. That's just not how we do things. So we may end up taking those out and storing those. We'll see. Anyways, long ramble here, and all of this to say, while we haven't had our first meal in here yet, work has been insane, and Emma's not even back yet, and it's 6 o'clock. It's one of those weeks. We haven't taken a shower yet. We are loving the space so far. So hopefully that says something, you know, to anybody looking for an escape. And yeah, it's just everything that we were hoping for. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.